and welcome to the Northern Monkeys' second episode. Yes, second episode. Wheels are in motion. I am going to cook you a lovely, authentic, tomato-based risotto. At least once or twice a week. If you're not a vegetarian, you should eat vegetarian because it's good for the planet, it's good for you, and it's good for the animals. So it's a no-brainer, and that's your little way of doing a good thing. So let's get started. All we need is first of all, for the tomato risotto, we're going to stick the pan on the stove to get some heat. Got a nice aluminium pan with a non-stick base. And first of all, I'm going to chop my onions. I'm going to go with 2 small onions because that's all I've got in my fridge. But you can go with 1 large onion. Everyone keeps asking me, how do I cut an onion like a professional? First of all, onion. We've got the root end and you've got the pokey end. With the pokey end, if you want to just come in, we're just going to snip that end off nice and gently. Stand it up. And then we're just going to run the knife down, hold it firm. There she goes. Peel away the skin. We're looking to keep the root end on because that's going to hold the onion together for when we start dicing. Fingers in, thumb in. I know end of the finger dance like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to push down on the onion nice and firm so it's got a nice guard, okay? So there's no way of me taking off any fingers. We don't want that. Just going to leave a little bit of root on the end. So we're going to go nice and slow. And you can see how I'm just leaving a little gap there. 1, just be careful of them fingers. 2, and then we'll go 3. Run our knife across nice and slow. Oh, my eyes, my eyes. Onions are ready. We've got our garlic. We're just going to peel that and grate it into the onions, and that's going to go straight into the pan. I'm going to go with 4 pieces of garlic because I absolutely love garlic. It's so good for you and it keeps that person away from you. What person? Pan is on, getting hot. We're just going to blast some olive oil in there. There we go. And then we're going to drop the onions in to release all that flavour. I've got my little wooden paddle here that I found on the beach. The onions have been cooking for about 3 minutes. Just going to get a nice lovely glistening colour. Throw all our rice in. Cook that so it absorbs all the flavour just for a couple of minutes. Got some thyme that I picked from my garden. I'm just going to roughly chop it. We've got the lemon, and what we're going to do with the lemon is I'm just going to zest about 3/4 of that. The easiest part is adding our vegetable stock. So I'm just going to pour a little bit in. And can you see how that's dancing around the pan? But we're not going to pour all of it in, we're just going to pour a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. Cook this on a low heat so the risotto absorbs all that vegetable stock and the thyme and the lemon infuses into the risotto. We've just got these baby tomatoes. These are heirloom tomatoes. They're all different sizes and colours and these will give off great texture and acidity in the risotto. Cherry tomatoes in the pan. I've got our crushed tomatoes, which we're going to place into the pan. So as you can see here, it's really having a dance in the pan, you know. Give you some love, why not? Asparagus. I'm going to grab these with a couple of cherry tomatoes as well. We're going to throw them in a pot. We're going to go hello olive oil, and then we're just going to drizzle that on. Salt. And then some pepper. From raw, it's just going to char grill these in a little char grill pan. Blister the edges of these vegetables, and then these are just going to be perfect garnishes for our tomato risotto. Booyah! Be patient. They're going to go straight onto the char grill pan. We're just going to cook them for around about a minute. We're just going to gently turn them, just nice and slow every now and again. So risotto is nearly there. It's absorbed a lot of the liquid, but we don't want it to be dry, we want it to be nice and moist. You're just looking for a firm bite on the risotto. Not crunchy, but firm. When the asparagus and the tomatoes have got the lovely colour, we're going to turn the heat off, push them to one side, and they're going to be our garnish for the risotto. So I've just taken a risotto off the stove. What I'm going to do now, many of you won't like, and it's our little friend called butter. It's 100 grams here. I'm going to fold that through. This is going to bring out all that richness in the risotto. What you'll find is the heat from the pan will melt that butter in no time at all. Remember, chop your butter into small cubes and they will melt quicker. Salt and pepper. I like to do this at the end because if you've over seasoned, then at the end you can't take that back out. We're going to go with some parmesan. We're just going to grate that over the top, melt and marry into that risotto. Going back to them lovely vegetables that we charred before, just going to take them out of the pan and we're just going to pop them onto the platter. This is a perfect party dish. You've got friends around, you want to impress, pull this one out of the bag and you're an absolute winner. Thank you for joining me, the Northern Monkey, for another episode. I want to hear what you want to cook. So if you can get in touch with me on Facebook, YouTube, subscribe there or there, stay positive, look after yourself and keep it real. Come on over and let's enjoy some tomato risotto.